music, but you tear me to pieces. So where does it come from? Seem that keep.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or big welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Kim. This is Cleaning with Kim. In today's video, we're doing a little bit of everything. We've got some tidying up to do. We're doing some deep cleaning. We are doing so much laundry, lots of laundry motivation. So if you're just not feeling it today and you need some motivation, you're definitely in the right spot. Let's go ahead and get started.
I let it burn, you call the fire brigade, but I feel that it will come back.
All right, I'm just going to give you a quick little overview of everything that we're working on, and then we're going to hop right into the video. So if this is your first time here, like I said, my name is Kim. I am a stay-at-home mom. I've got 3 little ones. Emma is 12. I homeschool her. Ella is 3, and Mason is 1 year old. I do everything around here, like literally everything. And I know that a lot of you can relate to that and just maybe not have as much help as other people have. About 2 years ago, we moved away from all of our family to better our immediate family. And in that process, we lost our village. And so if you are just someone who doesn't have a village and you're doing it all on your own, or whatever your story may be, and you're just feeling so overwhelmed, I'm just here to say, me too. I am so overwhelmed a lot of the time. I do what I can and I try to give myself grace for the rest of it. And by doing that and just being open and honest and real and showing you guys my really messy house and getting it clean when I can and filming it and sharing it with you in hopes to bring you a ton of motivation, inspiration, and encouragement. And even if you don't get up and clean, as long as you leave here just feeling a little bit more encouraged and a little bit more like, okay, I'm not a complete failure, then I did my job. That is the goal here on this channel. It might not go that deep for you. Maybe you are normally a pretty good cleaner, but you're just tired right now or you don't feel like it. And so I'm here for you as well. I totally get it. Whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, this life is crazy. There's always something going on, and our house just seems to be a daunting task half of the time, no matter what your situation is. But alas, we all have different lives, so of course our homes are going to look different. But whether your house looks like mine or you just need some real raw cleaning motivation, I am your girl. I'm here for you every single week. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and the bell, and it will let you know every time that I upload a video. So I just wanted to quickly pick up the kitchen, put everything into its home, and get all of the dirty dishes put into the sink and get these dishes done. This past week, I have been MIA on YouTube. If you're watching out for me, you've noticed I've been MIA for the past week. And that is because my house not only got sick, but one of my kids actually ended up in the hospital because of it. And it's just been it's been such a stressful time. And then of course this happens like Christmas time, right? So like all of my Christmas things have just been pushed back, and there's just a lot going on right now. And I definitely want to share some of it with you. So later on, I will tell you guys a little bit of a crazy story time that happened to us, which landed us in the hospital. But everyone is good now. I can say that we're all good. We're all getting better. Things are looking up, thankfully. I have been running on like maybe 2-3 hours of sleep every night this past week. And so the exhaustion is just unreal. But as I'm doing this voiceover, last night I got a solid 5 hours, and that is just huge compared to what has been going on. They've been so sick that they've just been waking each other up. And so they're like taking turns, I'm talking about my little ones, my 1-year-old, my 3-year-old. my 12-year-old, she's kind of quarantined herself for the most part. And then she has been helping me out a lot around the house. And so I'm just so grateful for her help. But in this process, we got to keep the house clean, and especially right now, and we have to keep it like disinfected. So we have been doing all the disinfecting sprays and Clorox wipes and washing our hands a ton and taking extra vitamins and doing all the steps. So my dishes weren't as full as they normally are. I am trying to do them after every meal just so it doesn't add up to be such a large task for me. Right now, any little time that I could save is definitely a winner. So we didn't have that many dishes to do. It was a sink full. Normally it's like sprout out on the counters, y'all already know, but we're gonna go ahead and get these dishes done really quick. And I'm also hosting a Christmas party here for my extended family. Everyone's coming over here to Louisiana. I'm so excited because I haven't seen them in forever. But anyway, I'm going to be cooking a bunch, and I should have did this before Thanksgiving. Y'all are going to be like, ew, Kim, you're gross. But I did it, but that's okay. We're getting it done. I really wanted to deep clean my stovetop. It's been on the mental list of things to do. So we are going to get started on that as soon as we are done with these dishes. Side note, I completely just overlook and don't even remember to wash that wine glass that's next to the vase until the very next day. So that just could tell you how tired I am right now.
Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down.
So to start off the stovetop, I am just going to be spraying it down with my Dawn solution. And I mean, like, really spraying it down. We are going to soak this thing in Dawn solution. I did let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm coming in with my Scrub Mommy, and I'm just want to really give this a good scrub with the Dawn solution first, and then we're going to be going in with the pink stuff and seeing how that will work out on the stovetop and underneath the stovetop. So first give it a good scrub, then I'm gonna wipe it all down really well, and then we'll go in with the pink stuff, let that sit while we work on underneath.
Figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Okay, here comes the really gross part. So we lifted up the stovetop. I've got the pink stuff scrubbed in there really well, and we're just gonna let that sit while we start to work on this. So the first thing I did, it didn't catch it on camera, but I also doused this with the Dawn solution, and then I actually put some straight Dawn on there, scrubbed it all up really well. I don't have one of those little fancy scrapers, but I did look them up and they're not expensive. I think I'm gonna invest in some of those, but just the little plastic scrapers. So I just used my husband's grill spatula. It was pretty pointy, and it did the job pretty well of just the stuck on cake stuff that I needed to get out right there. And then once again, I'm going in with the pink stuff, giving this a really good scrub. And I also let this sit for a little while. And when you see me like squeezing out the water onto the stove, just know that is super, super hot water. I just felt like that worked best. And then I've just used this really big towel to keep wiping it up, just because I don't have any fancy cleaning towels or anything like that. I didn't want to ruin my microfiber towels, so I just took a couple towels and wash rags that I wasn't worried about. Then I'm going back in with the Dawn solution, letting that sit for a little bit, wiping that up, and we're just going to repeat that process. And then I have some super hot water. Again, that water was almost boiling that I put on there to end it with. And this is the final product. I think it looks so much better than it did before. The marks that you do see on here are just burn marks, or just, they're not coming up. So this is the finished product. And I have to say, I'm so proud of myself because my arms hurt so bad. Remember I told y'all I was running on like 2-3 hours of sleep? Well, the energy this took out of me was crazy. I don't even know what I was thinking, but the babies were napping, and I really honestly just needed something to just buckle down on, like a project. And so I feel like this was the perfect project for me.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down, climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you are my liability. Yeah, I know you are my liability. You say that you're sorry. We turn the page and make up. A broken trust got you haunted. The doubting you was enough to leave me chasing you on and on. But I don't care, I will let you in. You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been. But I know you are my liability. Yeah, I know you are my liability. Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in. But I'm your liability. I know you are my liability. Yeah, I know you are my liability. Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in. But I'm your liability.
Okay, now we are going to get started on laundry mountains, plural. There is so much laundry here. I know this is nothing new. I could come on and tell you I'm never going to let it get like this again, but that would be a lie.
We are who we are. Why don't I be me and you be you? We're spreading color around us. We're lighting up the sky, it's what we do. We shouldn't care about anyone or anything that brings us down. So come on now, let's be free. Just be yourself. Keep on doing what you do, doing what you do. Just keep on doing what you do, doing what you do, doing what you do.
Okay, while we fold this laundry, no better time than to do a story time. So a couple of weeks ago, my whole family came down with just this little cold. There was no fever. It was just like runny nose, coughing, like, you know, the gist, like just a little cold. And we all weren't feeling good for probably about a week. We all kind of just passed it around the house a little bit, but it didn't really last longer than, I would say, 4 days altogether. And then over the weekend, everyone was feeling so much better. We got out, we went to the park, and I think that's where we might have picked up another germ because it's the park. And I don't think people disinfect those things regularly. But come Monday morning, my middle girl, Ella, my 3-year-old, she woke up with the same cold symptoms, so runny nose, cough, and I was like, oh boy, here we go again. Well, except this time, she went downhill really, really fast. By Tuesday night, she was waking up and coughing so hard and then not being able to breathe, and not like she can't breathe through her nose, like actually breathe at all. She was having difficulty breathing. So Tuesday night, I actually ended up putting her in bed with me and my husband, just so I could keep an eye on her because she couldn't breathe. She kept waking up and not being able to catch her breath. So I stayed by her, and she had a super high fever. It was really rough. So first thing Wednesday morning, I called her pediatrician's office to try to make her an appointment. And the first thing they asked me was, okay, and I just want to put a disclaimer that I'm not trying to bash any pediatricians because I love pediatricians. They do an amazing job, but this was just crazy to me. The first thing they asked me was, did we do a test for the big thing, like a home test for the big thing? And I told them yes, because we had done one on Tuesday and it was negative. They didn't ask me any more questions. They just told me, oh, okay, well, the rest is normal. If she's still coughing in 14 days, you can bring her in. And I was just like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, she can't breathe. She's having difficulties breathing. And they were like, oh, yeah, just like beat her on the bush. They didn't want to see her. And so I hung up the phone with them and they kind of psyched me out a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just like a little mucus or something. I'm not sure. I'll just keep an eye on her. Well, that was Wednesday morning. By Wednesday around lunchtime, I was keeping her in my bed. I wasn't even sending her upstairs to her room for a nap, which she was like off and on sleeping. She was really, really fatigued. She woke up and I had just given her Tylenol and Motrin and her fever was still, it was well above 103. So Tylenol and Motrin was not keeping the fever down anymore, and she could not breathe. Like it was getting really, really scary. She was gasping for air. She couldn't breathe. And so I was like, forget this. I threw her in the car and I rushed her up to the emergency room, and just kudos to the ER because they did amazing. They immediately took us in. They started taking her vitals and they started testing her for everything. They tested her for the big thing, for flu, for strep, RSV. They tested her for everything all the way across the board. They went ahead and got us back into a room immediately, started giving her oxygen and breathing treatment, oxygen, and then steroids and fluids because she was severely dehydrated. And they kept us there until her oxygen was back to normal. They monitored her for a little while and then we were able to come home. And the chest x-ray showed that she had a serious upper respiratory infection and it was actually traveling up into her esophagus and her throat, which was causing her not be able to breathe. But the good news is she tested negative for everything else. So that was so mentally and physically and emotionally exhausting. amazing by the end of that. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm super calm, especially when it comes to high stress situations like that. I'm normally able to keep pretty calm, but I was like internally having a panic attack, you guys. It was so scary. But we got home, and the steroids and the breathing treatment, she was back to normal-ish. She still has kind of a lingering cough, but she was doing so much better just the next day, and she's gradually gotten better over the few days that we've been home now. So, but the next, or 2 days later after we got home from the hospital, Mason woke up with the same exact symptoms. But thankfully, because we had made that trip, I knew how to better treat it. And he's actually feeling a lot better now too. He was in the thick of it a couple days ago, so he still has some of those lingering things, but he is doing much better as well. And I think I am just immune at this point, guys. I've been sick off and on for the past week, and just not being able to sleep, and just, it's been a lot. It's been a lot, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because it was just so crazy. I couldn't believe that the pediatrician just turned me down like that. I just couldn't believe it, but thankfully the hospital really jumped into action and they were amazing.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax. All your problems will fade if you're ready.
And that is going to be it for today's video, y'all. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you got tons of motivation, inspiration, and encouragement from today's video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. That really helps it reach some more people who may need it. And drop me a comment if you'd like so we can talk and hang out. And I will see y'all in the next one. Have a blessed day.
Girl that I know with a heart on fire.